Welcome everyone to Incentive Concepts Live. Happy April, happy Earth Day, and hope you enjoyed those awesome slides of some of our teammates taking action in the past week or so in anticipation of this wonderful day, which is Earth Day. 2024 Earth Day. So great to have group participation. And as I said, it's April. Happy Earth Day. Thanks to everyone who RSVP'd. When we accepted RSVPs, we were looking for answers to the question, how do you or your company contribute to an environmentally healthy planet? So make sure to put that in the chat right now if you'd like, and we'll highlight some of those throughout the episode as well. But again, Earth Day 2024 and 1970 was the first time that Earth Day happened, the dawn of the modern environmental movement 54 years ago today on April 22nd, 1970. This year's theme for Earth Day is Planet versus Plastics. And it's an unwavering in its commitment to end plastics for the sake of human and planetary health, and demanding a 60% reduction in all plastics by 2040. So hopefully you're out there doing some things to kind of eliminate plastics, and it ties in perfectly with what we're doing here today. So make sure to put in the comments, what do you or your company do to contribute to a healthy, sustainable planet? We'd appreciate that. We did receive some comments from people when they RSVP'd. So let's look at a few of them right now. Let's start with Joyce. Joyce Enberg from Agio. She always watches, and we really appreciate it. She says at Agio, we partner with companies and brands that are carbon neutral, and their clients are always looking for companies and brands that give back or are sustainable. Joyce, thank you for that comment. That's fantastic. We have another one that came in during the RSVP process, and that's from Kim Tepley, who watches, I think, every single one of our episodes. Kim, hopefully you're watching today. She recently purchased a composting bin to help make natural fertilizer and to get a rain barrel this spring as well. And she planted some pollinator garden with Minnesota native flowers and plants for the bees and butterflies. So Kim, thank you for that comment as well. Fantastic. Make sure to put some comments right in there, folks, if you have some ways that you and your company participate in Earth Day and sustainability. So we appreciate that very much. But with that, let's bring on our first guest that I want to welcome aboard. So let's say hello to a longtime IC Live guest, or maybe a few times, Cindy Henry. Cindy, are you there?
I am. Hi.
Hey, how's it going, Cindy?
Good, good. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing great. Can you give people a quick self-introduction in case people haven't met you yet?
Absolutely. So, yes, Andy said, I'm Cindy Henry. I am the fashion brand advisor here at Incentive Concepts, and one of the brands I manage is Corksicle.
Wonderful. And Corksicle is a fantastic brand, and we're going to talk about them in a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about sustainability and what it means to you personally, maybe your family.
Sure. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in leaving things better than the way I found them. So, my husband and I both practice sustainability where we can. We use reusable totes when we shop. When we meal prep, we use reusable containers. And we also try to meal prep to try to reduce how much energy we're using. And we are big fans of Corksicle. I always say that my canteen is my security blanket. So I take that everywhere I can. And I personally love thrift shopping. So I'm a big fan of giving things new life, giving them a second use, and keeping them out of landfill. So a lot of my wardrobe is thrifted and secondhand, as well as furniture in my house. I love vintage furniture.
Love it, love it. And I think in that slideshow, you were wearing a dress that you created from some, repurposed materials, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, you mentioned Corksicle. You got some Corksicle samples behind you. So let's talk a little bit about that brand real quick. What is Corksicle exactly? And let's talk about some of the initiatives. And we have some slides here to maybe go along with this. So let's
Sure.
check it out.
Absolutely. So Corsicle is a lifestyle drinkware brand. And so really, just by nature and design, they are sustainable because they are a reusable drinkware and lifestyle product company. So something really wonderful about them is that they really think about their carbon footprint, how they can, impact the world here. And just some little quick stats for you here. The Earth Day or .org put out that over 50 billion water bottles are used annually by single-use water bottles are used by Americans
Mhm.
every year. And so it's about 13 bottles a month per person. And so, something like Corksicle's 40-ounce cruiser, which is new, can keep about 156 plastic bottles a year out of the ocean and landfills per person. So it's just a really amazing company that really focuses on sustainability and how they can impact our environment in a positive way.
For sure, and it looks like, even on this slide here, they do some packaging that has to do with the sustainability message. Fantastic, and we're
Yes.
just kinda highlighting a few things here. They also have something called clean water. Can you tell us a little bit about this real fast?
Yeah, so they have Charity Water, which is their global impact, and so essentially they've served over 51,000 people. They've funded over 252 projects to bring clean water to areas that do not have that, and they've over time donated over $750,000 since 2018 through this Give Back contribution. So it's a wonderful cause, and they've provided over 219 million gallons of water to areas in need.
Okay, fantastic. And here's another little glance at some of the countries that they support the Charity Water campaign. Fantastic. We can go ahead and turn off that slide now, but we do have a comment coming in from the one and only Kevin Hagan. He uses his Corksicle daily when he's working at his office, which is also his home, I believe, or when he's on the road. So, Kevin, we appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for that. And so, what are some impressions by the customers or clients you work with Corksicle and that sustainability message?
So as time goes on, I think more and more people really understand the impact of product and production on our environment. It's becoming more and more relevant and prevalent for people that they are offering products that are sustainable and are conscientious of their carbon footprint. So we are seeing that more and more where people are leading with that go-to-market strategy. Is this sustainable? Is this environmentally friendly? And I think it's important for people that they are making a difference and that they are really thoughtful about the products that they're using on a daily basis and its impact.
Yeah, let's go ahead and grab one. Maybe you can just kind of show it to people here, but maybe just touch on a few little of the features of it, and
Yeah.
and just real fast.
Absolutely. So my favorite thing about Corksicle is their patented flat side design. So you can see it's got a really nice hand feel, fits right in your hand. This is one of the 20-ounce sport canteens. This is the Series A, the Durpreme finish. So it's a nice soft touch finish. But again, it keeps things 25 hours cold. That is real. I have tested this, 12 hours hot. And so they really stand behind their product and what they make. And they really think about how they can support the high active consumer in their lifestyles by all the different styles that they offer.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for giving us a quick overview of Corksicle. Don't go far because we're going to bring you back on later. But right now, I want to show another comment that came in when when people RSVP'd, and that's from Brian Little. He likes to tune into our episodes as well, and he says we use recycled packaging with all of our outbound shipments. So, Brian from Halo, that's fantastic to hear. We appreciate that, and that's obviously making a big impact. Make sure to put comments out there as you're watching, and we can share those like we shared Kevin's. And we're also going to be giving away a cool gift like we like to do on these episodes. So don't go very far, and we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But with that, I want to bring on our second guest who's been on maybe once or twice before, and he's one of our sales reps from out in Michigan. It's Brett Sanborn. How you doing, Brett?
Good. How you doing, Andy? Happy Earth Day.
Oh, and happy Earth Day to you too. Can you give people a quick self-introduction in case there's anybody new on here?
Sure. My name's Brett Sanborn with Marketing Motivators. Married to my lovely wife, Debbie, 2 adult kids, and a 5-year-old golden retriever, which hopefully we'll not hear from during this episode.
Well,
promises.
We've had pets make cameo appearances, but that's fantastic. So you work for Marketing Motivators. What exactly is Marketing Motivators?
So we're a factory rep. We cover kind of the Midwest area, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and Western Pennsylvania.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you for partnering with Incentive Concept. You guys do a great job out there. Cindy talked a little bit about sustainability in her family and her personal life. Can you talk about a little bit about how it plays a role in your family and your life?
Yeah, we've been recycling for years. We got our community's got a great 2-system thing: the trash can, the recycle bin. The recycle bin's always fuller at our house, which I think is good. We also in Michigan, which I think is the only state, we have 10-cent deposit on all our cans and bottles for drink that we buy. So you don't see cans and bottles on the side of the road because 10 cents, you buy a case of that, and it adds up. So it works, but it's kind of a pain, but it's what we do. And we use reusable bottles, like Cindy said, the Corksicle all the time instead of the plastic water bottles. So that's what we do.
Yeah, fantastic. And what about activities outside the house? Anything that you do that kind of you weave in that sustainability message? Or
Yeah, I was noticing the other day when you mentioned this is every weekend we take our dog. We got a great park by our house with a river, and we take our dog down there. She swims in the river, has a great time. And I was thinking about this. You rarely see plastic bottles or plastic grocery bags in the river. It's really pretty clean. So I think it's a testament to that the message is getting out there to people that, don't throw this stuff away.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We do have another comment that came in on our social channels from Jessica Ham, who is part of our teammate, and she uses reusable cups and tote bags and recycle and compost. And then here at Incentive Concepts, we do have a water dispenser here, which I think sometimes we look at how many cups of water we filled up and kind of get focused on that 3,000, 5,000 or whatever. It's fantastic, but that's great. Thank you for sharing that comment, Jessica. Cindy talked a little bit about Corksicle, but you have another brand that you're fond of that has a sustainability message. Can you touch on that real quick?
Yeah, we're going to talk today about Costa sunglasses, and they're assembled in the United States, down in Florida, and they have a great sustainability message.
Okay, let's go ahead and kind of launch this video if I can, and maybe you can talk over it. Tell us a little bit about Costa Del Mar and what it's all about.
Sure. They have a program called Kick Plastic, and they've eliminated over, Cindy talked about the billions of water bottles that Americans use, and they've eliminated over 500,000 of them by creating, stainless steel drinkware to pass out to people. So they also have saved 1 million poly bags. They used to put their sunglasses in poly bags. They don't do that anymore. They use paper packaging. So it's 1 million poly bags they're not putting out there. And they also recycle. You see some fishing nets there. They use fishing nets to recycle those and make sunglasses out of them.
Oh, wonderful. And those are called the Untangled Collection. You might even have a pair with you there, did I hear? Or?
Yeah. Would you like to see them, Andy?
Well, of course. Let's go ahead and turn the video off so we can get a nice view of you here. But all right.
There they are.
Perfect.
So the Untangled Collection is made from these recycled fishing nets, and those are a huge problem because they get let loose. They wash up on the beaches. They entangle wildlife, turtles, things like that, and they die. So they're taking these fishing nets, they're repurposing them, they're making these cool sunglasses out of them. And you never know that these were made out of fishing nets. They seem just like regular awesome sunglasses.
Yeah, and when you're talking to some of your customers and you show them a brand like Costa that has a sustainability message, how does that resonate with them?
Oh, they're all about it because more and more people are being asked about sustainability. And it used to be there was, some notebook, maybe some paper, maybe some pens and stuff like that. But now to have something substantial like this that is actually a gift item that they can give out that's made out of recycled items is pretty exciting.
Yeah, right on, right on. We'll keep the sunglasses on, but don't go far, okay? All right. Thanks for joining us, Brett. We have another featured comment, and we randomly choose one each time to kind of give a gift to these people. So this is from John True. Let's go ahead and put that up on screen if we can. And John True, he says, when possible, you try to buy from vendors that promote sustainable products. So John True with True Promotions, you're our featured comment for this episode, which means you are going to receive a gift. We're going to learn a little bit more about that here in a second. And then people that are watching, you can also enter for a gift too from the same brand. I don't see any other chats on the comment right now, but please continue to chat if you would, and make sure to tune in to find out about that giveaway to our viewers. But with that, I want to bring on kind of our featured viewer next, featured guest rather, and that's the one and only Stephen de Blasio. Stephen, are you there?
I am here.
All right. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. You're a wonderful partner of ours and a big supporter of Incentive Concepts. Can you kind of give people a quick introduction? Tell us about yourself, your role with the company you work for?
Sure. I'm the director of sales for Ricardo. Been in the industry, forever, about 30 plus years. Mm-hmm. Started my career at retail at Macy's and worked for a few luggage companies. Been with Ricardo now for approximately, it'll be 9 years soon. Mm-hmm. And I've been partnering with Incentive Concepts for the last 5 years. And it's been a great relationship.
Yeah, well, we appreciate everything you do for us, Stephen. And in fact, we have a little photo from our showcase last year in St. Louis, I believe. Let's go ahead and put that up on the screen. And you attended every single one of our brand showcases, which really means a lot. But there's a funny story about this picture. Maybe not in this picture, but had to do with your name tag. Can you kind of share that?
Yeah, not that picture, but they had misspelt my name, Stefan, and we seemed to go with the flow. Everyone called me Stefan from your team, and customers didn't know the difference, so they called me Stefan, and it's kind of transformed my personality. I think I was happier that day, and your team seemed to want me to be Stefan at the next show. They were like, where's Stefan? So,
Well, that's fantastic. Well, we like Steven and we like Stefan, but sometimes we like Stefan a little bit better.
I think you do.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Funny stories like that just make it, about the relationships and the fun times we have out there. But so Ricardo Beverly Hills, that's who you're employed by, and that's who you work for, director of sales. Tell us a little bit about Ricardo and what's your favorite part about working for Ricardo Beverly Hills?
Sure. I mean, I'm not sure who's familiar with it, but Ricardo's a company that's, they're 40 plus years in the industry. They started by Richard Gibbs, thus the name Ricardo, back in the LA Beverly Hills area. Probably about 12 years ago, they bought the Skyway Luggage Company, another company rich in the luggage industry. And about 8 years ago, we bought the Stephanie Johnson higher end cosmetic bag line. So we're a well-rounded company with a nice portfolio of bags and accessories in the moderate to upper moderate price points.
Well, that's wonderful. And this episode's all about Earth Day, sustainability, and all that. What does it mean to you personally? We've kind of asked Cindy. We've also asked Brett. What does sustainability mean to you personally, and maybe with your family?
Well, I was jotting down some notes before with everybody that was doing things, and we do a lot of the same things with recycled bags and water bottles. But a couple other things that we have is in our home we've been using a programmable thermostat. It seems to have a life of its own because it's one of those that it recognizes your needs and then adjusts itself. This thermostat really wanted us to be eco-friendly. I mean, it was at 58 degrees a lot in our house. And it's like, honey, did you set it at 58 degrees? She's like, no, I didn't set it at 58. So anytime we had company in our house, usually ask if you want a drink, we were handing out sweatshirts. But other things we do is we mulch. My daughter likes to use a metal straw to save the turtles, I suppose.
Sure.
Another funny story on that is my son driving home, saw a turtle in the middle of the road. He actually stopped the car, moved the turtle. So that is always a story. He rubs it in with my daughter. So you might use a metal straw, but I saved the turtle.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. I love stories like that. And
So,
speaking of your family, we actually got a picture of your daughters recently. And let's go ahead and put that on screen because we like to keep this really personal here. Tell us about these pictures right here and what they mean to you.
well, originally when I sent you this picture, I wanted to show you that I was using our new sustainable bags that are there on the right, a couple of them.
Right.
But this was on my most recent trip to Austria, to Vienna, to visit my daughter who lives there. And so this was at an Easter market there. My two daughters on the left there. So this was at the Austria airport with the luggage that you see there. It was a wonderful trip to see with my family. My wife's not in this picture. She's taking the picture.
Okay.
So unfortunately, she's not in the picture.
Okay. Well, would thank her for taking a wonderful photo. And you must love to travel working for a travel company. Any other bucket list places that you've been to or that you need to go to? Any?
Well, Europe, there'll be a lot of cities in Europe we'll visit. Every time we go, we try to meet in a different city.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ireland, my wife, who is Irish, that is on our bucket list for sure. And Prague is another city that we'll probably meet. There's plenty of cities in Europe is next for sure.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll come with you. Stefan, only if Stefan goes, just kidding. So we're talking about sustainability, and you put together a really neat meeting last week virtually with your director of product design, Amanda Cross. We have a really cool video that highlights her and some of the bags and also what sustainability means to her. So let's go ahead and roll that clip right now.
Cross, and I have a background in fashion design, and I am the director of design here at Ricardo Beverly Hills. We thoroughly enjoy working with luggage and get really into the details of it. We want to inspire people to travel with our luggage and bags, and we want people to see our luggage, look at it, and immediately think, oh, I want that bag and I want to travel with it. All design inspirations are brought to us through just visually seeing what's outside. We get inspirations from buildings to looking at other products and looking at how to make them better or more appealing to the customer, inspired by the movement of the buildings, movement of how fabrics flow. You can never turn off your brain when you're a designer. We approach sustainability through the fabrics of our products. We look at recycled rPET water bottles. We've even looked at fabrics that are recycled from pineapple fibers. So anything that is reusable and the recycled to use from natural products to something that consumers use like water bottles or plastic. We're trying to integrate all those types of products into our materials that we use for our luggage. We have 3 collections that include the recycled materials. So our Ricardo Beverly Hills Avalon collection has recycled materials, along with our Skyway Rainier soft bags collection and our Tropea Stephanie Johnson collection, along with a few others in this line. Knowing that we are using recycled materials as a team and as a company is very close to us and very important. We want to make the world a better, healthier and not keep contributing to waste. So using recycled materials is very important to us to help the future of the world.
Bravo, Amanda. Great video, huh, Stephen?
Yes, absolutely.
She was great. We enjoyed the time we spent with her, and it was fantastic. She touched on the 3 different collections that we want to focus on right now. And why don't we start with the Skyway brand, if that's okay? I've
Sure.
got some slides to show here, so let's go ahead and look at those. Tell us a little bit about Skyway Rainier here.
Sure. This is our Rainier collection. It is made from rPET, which you touched upon, which I'm not sure if people really are familiar with that is. What that basically is we can get into that more a little bit later, but it's basically recycled water bottles. And we use that not only on the exterior fabric, but also on the interior linings. So it's 100% rPET, which is exciting stuff. So, and what's good about this is that in the past, you would have to pay a premium for this kind of product. But now, with the way technology has evolved, it's the same or less than what you have to pay for traditional fabric. And that's what really has driven this product now more than ever. Because in the past, consumers weren't willing to pay more for the product, but now they don't have to. So as you see in some of this product, in some of the slides, you'll see it's fully featured. A lot of the bags have places for laptops. They have places for your power cords, your batteries, and they're padded shoulder straps. So they're fully featured bags, and they're at very, very moderate price points. You're talking about retails anywhere from $49.99 to a high of $79.99. So this is just, they're loaded to bear. They're very lifestyle. They're very stylish, very outdoorsy looking, and they're doing very, very well for us.
Yeah, they're really fantastic bags that we can kind of stop the share here, but there's a couple new colors that have just been announced in those bags too.
That is
aren't
correct.
there?
We're
Okay.
launching the new Olympic green, and there's a solid black. We had a camel before, but there's been a request for a solid black as well, which they're now in stock as we speak.
Yeah, and we just launched those here at Incentive Concepts on Friday, I believe. So perfect timing with that. But let's bring Brett back on because he works with a lot of promotional clients, products. And what do they think of this Skyway brand, especially Rainier, when you present this to them?
So, well, Andy, I was down meeting with a distributor, an owner down in Cincinnati last week, and he was asking me about sustainable clothes, apparel. And I told him about the luggage and some other stuff, and he said it's great to have those things because he's getting asked more and more by their clients. They want more sustainable items, more eco-friendly stuff. So the fact that we have all these different things we can offer them is wonderful.
For sure. It's fantastic. And it's a great lineup too. I just like how I really like how it looks, and it's got that outdoorsy look to it as well. But let's bring up that comment one more time from John True about sustainability. Because John, here's the deal. We are generously going to gift you one of these new Rainier backpacks, thanks to Stephen. So John, congratulations. You'll get to choose between the 4 new colorways, which are Crater Black, Zion Gray, Tahoe Blue, or Olympic Green. So we'll get in touch with you, John. So Stephen, on behalf of John, thank you so very much for that. Appreciate
Welcome.
that. All right. John, you can keep that bag for yourself, or you can gift it to a client, whatever you want. It doesn't matter anything. But for the viewers that are watching, we're going to give away one of those too for the viewers. So head on over to incentiveconcepts.com/Earth Day and that's going to be in the chat. We might be able to put that up on screen here too, but incentiveconcepts.com/Earth Day, and you can enter to win one of those bags as well. So again, Stephen, thank you for the generosity. We appreciate that. But let's move to our next brand now, which is really exciting. All these are exciting, but that's the Avalon brand. And let's go ahead and check out this slide and a few slides here, and you can kind of talk about Avalon.
Sure. Avalon, it's also made from RPET materials. This is well, it's actually our second luggage line using this. It's the exterior fabrication as well as the interior lining here, which we'll have a shot at the end that will show the interior, is made from this RPET materials as well, 100%. We have the certification if that's needed for any of the companies to see that. And this is just the video here is just showing how the fabrication is made. It's a fully loaded. What's great about this is an opening price point, very moderate price point luggage ranging from $99 to $159 for the 3 different sizes. This slide here just shows how, RPT is made. Essentially, it's basically, if it's water bottles or other plastics are just broken down into, chips, the chips are then melted down. Then it's just the flakes are made, melted down and then woven into filaments, and then the filaments are woven into fabric, and the fabric is as strong or stronger than traditional fabric. I mean, this is really just putting it down to basics. It's a little bit more complicated than that to make the fabric, but
now this slide really kind of gets me excited here, because you think about, well, hey, a bag is taking away or is not using water bottles, but this one says 56 plastic bottles for each.
Right.
Is that a carry-on?
This is a carry-on size. And what's amazing, we broke this down further a little bit. I have this on my wall because this is just trying to drive me for sales. But a pallet of this is over 1,300 water bottles. A container, one container of this is over 59,000 water bottles. And if we get to 100,000 units, it's over 5,600,000 water bottles. And we'll get there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
it's going to take time because we just launched the line recently, a couple of months.
All right. So you haven't gotten there quite yet to the 100,000.
No, but we'll get there as a company. This comes in 3 colors currently. We'll be launching a print come fall. So, and we'll be launching additional SKUs, over the next month or so as well.
Now, that's a great selling point that you're being sustainable, you're reducing waste and all of that. So fantastic. We appreciate this. Carly from our team puts a little comment in there about how great the Rainier collection does at our events. They show extremely well when we're on site, for sure. I've been had the privilege of being on site at a few events, and they really do get some great looks, Stephen, when people are there. So thank you, Carly, for that comment.
Here's a nice shot of the interior to show that it's a fully featured bag. You have a 3-1-1 pocket, tie-down straps. On the left-hand side, you have a wet pocket. You can't really see it too well here in the image, but there's a nice zippered pocket up top for other accessories. So fully featured bag for the price point. This can really wow people for a lot of different projects at the price points that it's at.
Right. I love it. I love it. We are getting close to time here, but we do want to touch on our next collection, which is Stephanie Johnson. Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. This is, if you need something fashionable for her, for the cosmetics, makeup, different accessories. We have train cases. We have different bags for cosmetics, brushes and things, small sizes, large sizes, very fashionable bags. This is the Tropea collection that we had mentioned before. It's made from post-consumer materials, and it's post-consumer materials versus pre, meaning that it's from recyclable, versus pre, meaning that it's not really recycled materials, it's just leftover materials from virgin products. So this is really all recycled materials that we're using for the outside material on this bag, which is very key. So this is we have a lot more than just the Tropea collection. This is the one that we're featuring here.
Sure.
We'll have some interior shots here we'll show in a moment. But we're really excited about this this collection and the other collections that we're using post-consumer materials going forward.
Yeah, and let's bring Cindy back on. She's our kind of stylish and fashionable guru here. Cindy, what do you think about this Tropea collection? And then pretty much anything from Stephanie Johnson.
Yeah, I think it's a really beautiful collection. It's very, very universal. It's got a lot of functionality you can see here on the interior. And I really love that it's roomy and it's a very attractive collection. Definitely. I could see myself traveling with this for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go ahead and stop share now. And we are getting close to time, and we got to be cognizant of people's time here, Stephen. But let's bring we do have one more thing very important that we want to talk about before we close. Cindy, you can step aside again. But this is our new decorated collection. So let's go ahead and share this here.
Sure.
Stephen, very excited about this. Tell us about some of these slides that we'll go through.
Sure. Well, here you can see that we can embroider this, bags. This was really applicable to anything that is smaller, like a backpack, tote bags, or smaller briefs. So, and here is another method. Oops. Can you go back to that?
Yep,
this is another method that we can do on luggage, a hard side, soft side. This is actually showing it on a backpack, but this is a metal plate that we can laser etch. It's a very unique way of, it's an application. There's a front side and a back side that it's a permanent application that's not glued on. So it's think of it almost like a rivet that installs it on there permanently. And it's just a great way to show logo decoration. Here's another embroidery, another embroidery on a tote.
Yeah. And
here is that metal plate again. We have a couple of finishes, another metal plate on an upright. So
yeah, these are fantastic. How is that going to elevate the gifting experience for people, Stephen?
Here's a patch that we can do on select items as well for tricky logos.
Yeah, these are moving. These are moving kind of fast, unfortunately.
But, no, it's okay. I know we're kind of out of time, but it's great that you're able to show that.
Yeah, but let's bring Brett back on here because Brett, talk a little bit about how this may elevate the experience for recipients by being able to decorate.
Yeah, Andy, we get asked a lot about decorated luggage options and things like that, and a lot of times we have to turn them down. And the price points that Ricardo's at and the decoration methods they got coming up is going to be a home run, I think. I showed some of this stuff to some customers out in PPAI, and they loved it. So I think it's going to be good, Stephen. Thanks for doing it.
We're really excited because luggage has always been a challenge because of the size. It was always hard to get on a machine. Can't really embroider. It's too challenging to get on a machine. But with these plates and even a patch for some challenging logos, it's really going to change the game.
Yeah, for sure. And let's bring Cindy back on too, because she doesn't really deal with decoration that much, but let's talk about the gifting experience, about how you can take an opportunity that maybe has a backpack or a bag and put a logo on it. Cindy, any thoughts on that? Or
yeah, I think it's great. I think that it really makes it special and personal. And that's really what we're after, is really to create an experience and to make people feel like we are thinking of them, that they are important. So I love that ability to do that. I think that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah. And there's one more comment that came in from our LinkedIn page, actually, and it's from Terry. She's asking about, would you have a short video that would be suitable for my social media pages? So Terry, we might not be able to show that on screen, but Terry, if you're listening, absolutely get in touch. We can kind of put something together for you that you can share with your clients. Brett, you're looking very cool there, but we appreciate you joining us, my friend. Thank you so much. Any closing thoughts?
Thanks for having me.
Any closing thoughts before we wrap up? Or
nope, we're short on time, so I'll just say it was good being here, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you. And Cindy, thanks as always. We love having you on. Stephen, any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
No, this is great. It's a great partnering with Incentive Concepts. So we're excited to see how the sustainability drives sales and the decorating for sure as well.
Yeah, for sure. And these episodes go fast, but we love them. Make sure to head over to incentiveconcepts.com/Earth Day to enter for that Skyway bag. And then I do want to mention our next event coming up, and maybe we can put this up on screen, is in May. I'm really excited about this. This is Central Institute for the Deaf and Pickleball, Success Beyond the Classroom. It's going to be our second philanthropy episode where we take a peek behind the covers or shine a light on an amazing nonprofit here in St. Louis and connect it with some of our brands and activities. So very excited about that. That'll be on May 23rd. So heading over to incentiveconcepts.com/live. We're starting that at 2:00 instead of 1:30. But go ahead and RSVP for that at incentiveconcepts.com/live. That does it for that. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Stephen. And we'll see you all next month. Bye for now.